Your hair has the power to change the course of your career, your love life, and just your life in general. Your hair can make you a star, and this is the case for so many people out there. So many rock stars, pop stars, and just huge people in the scene use their hair as one of their biggest tools for the unfolding of their lives. You are probably not using your hair to the greatest advantage, so I want to talk to you about hair theory, what it is, who uses it, and most importantly, how you can use it. So hair theory is all about perception. So when other people see you and see your hair, they perceive different things about you. But the most important thing about hair theory is that it works on you as well. So when you see your own hair, you perceive things about yourself. So hair theory works 24/7 because you are with you 24/7. So the way that you see your hair and the way that you perceive your hair is hugely important to your life, to your success, to your career, to your love life, literally to every single area of your life. So the biggest way to talk about hair theory is to talk about some of the people that use hair theory, and one of them is none other than Chappell Brown. Now, Chappell Brown has an incredible before and after with hair theory, like how it was before she took off, before her career took off, and how she kind of solidified this like very intense, dramatic, avant-garde kind of an identity with her hair. So as you can see, before, her hair had these soft, curls to them. The color was pretty, it was natural, but after, it was red, it was intense, it was dramatic, and it showed kind of like who she was as an artist. It brought out her intensity, it brought out her star power, it brought out just this, like, the magnificence of Chappell Roan really came to life in her hair. I also feel like this took her look from a very pretty curl to just this dramatic, intense star. Like, she commands attention with that hair, and it's very obvious, and it looks amazing. Miley Cyrus is another amazing example of hair theory, and we see this most often with her during Miley's pixie cut phase. She was rebellious. She was just very free, very herself. She released Bangers, which is like one of her best albums in my opinion. And she had this whole free-spirited, I'm gonna do whatever I want and I don't care vibe. What this did is it made her iconic. This hairstyle made her even more iconic, it made her even more of a star, it made her instantly recognizable, and it quite literally broke the internet. These are just two examples. Honestly, there are so many, but the most important part that I want to talk about in this video is what this means for you. There is a hairstyle in your mind on you that you consider to be iconic, you consider it to be a vibe, you consider it to be your own essence of like what your own star quality is. I don't care what kind of hair other people say looks good on you. I don't care what kind of hair color people say is most flattering for you. I don't care if you're a winter, if you're a spring. If that's not the color you want, don't get it. The hairstyle that you consider to be most iconic on you, and this may change during different periods of your life, and when it changes, honor it. Let your hair change as you change. That's an amazing thing, but you have to let yourself have the hair that you think is the most iconic, incredible hair that you could have. Because to hold back in this little way of not having your dream hair, it sounds really small, like, oh, no big deal, I'm having my second best, hairdo that I like, or other people think this looks good on me, so I'm gonna wear it like this. These sound like small things, but they're not. You are denying yourself what you most want. You are denying yourself your experience of yourself with your dream hair, and you have this little itch. Every time you deny yourself a desire, it takes up space in your brain. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that hair. You think about it often when you don't actually have the hair that you most want. Now, what you may be saying to me is, I would have my dream hair, but I can't afford it. It's too much money, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. The reason you don't have the hair that you want has nothing to do with money. Any problem that you say is related to money when it comes to your appearance or getting ready or your hair or your clothing has way more to do with a lack of creativity and a lack of intentionality with your money. It very rarely has to do with a lack of money. And if that's something that you're telling yourself, I so relate to you. That was one of the biggest things that I've told myself most of my life. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, my story with that. My whole life, I wanted long blonde hair. It's all I've ever dreamed of. It's like, one of the most exciting things to me has always been to have long blonde hair. But I was always like, oh my God, I can't afford that. To bleach your hair every 4 to 6 weeks, to have extensions that are permanent and always in your hair, like that's so expensive. How could I ever afford that? Do I need to become a lawyer? Like, well, what do I do to have this hair? I quite literally planned my career around like how to make enough money to have my dream hair. So instead I got lame little highlights, and I always felt lame and basic and I wasn't into them, but that's what I did. So I was like, okay, I can afford this right now. I'm not rich enough to have my dream hair. And one day my sister comes home, and she comes home with bleach blonde all over hair, like it was nothing. And to me, it was the biggest thing you could possibly do. To go in and bleach your whole head, to commit to getting it done every 6 weeks, was like, it was a huge decision in my mind. It wasn't just something you go and do. And she just went and did it. And honestly, that changed my life. The next week I was in the salon and I did it. And then I figured out the extension thing. And I, got to a place where I could have my long blonde hair. But the point of this is that sometimes we make these ideals a huge deal in our mind just to see someone do it like it's nothing, like it's no big deal, because the truth is it's not a big deal. If you're still like, no, really, I can't afford my hair. I get that. I was getting my hair professionally done for years, and then I got to a point where I switched careers, took a bit of a pay cut. I started doing my hair myself, grew back up in my career, started doing well again. I still do my hair myself. I do my full root bleach and full extension install using professional extensions myself. The average cost of this for me is probably, around $80 a month, which for a blonde, that's nothing. When I was getting it professionally done, it was averaging around like $400 to $500 a month, just to give you an idea. All this to say, it is so important that you commit to having your dream hair. I don't care whether this is like a wavy blowout. I don't care whether it's red hair, blue hair, blonde hair, dark hair. It doesn't matter what other people say about your hair. It doesn't matter that other people say that you're doing this for attention. It does not matter at all. You deserve to feel like a star in your own life. This has nothing to do with your career. We all have the desire to feel like a star in our life. That is universal among humans. So let yourself have that desire and see it through. So if you've been thinking about your next hair move or the hair that you most want, go do it. It is so important. It is more important than I could even put into words, and I promise you it will change your life. I hope this was helpful for you, because I wish someone told me this years ago. I truly believe that this is life-changing, and I hope it changes your life. That is it for me today. I'm wishing you the very best week, and I will talk to you very soon.